Hello, I am here today to talk about fabric. My cats are chasing each other around the room right now. I have a little bit of fabric that I've acquired recently, a little bit from Stash, but kind of an overall December sewing plans. I don't know how much of this I'm going to get to this month, at least like finish, so it might trail into January a little bit, but there are two projects that I need to get done more quickly. I'm sorry if you can hear that, but I think they're out of the room for now. So I guess I'm going to start with like what I want to sew next. And this is all actually just from Michael's. They have fabric now. So I am going to be making the Connie tree skirt, and I think everything's regular, like quilting cotton. I'm not sure about this though. It's kind of like stiffer. All I know is it says not intended for children's sleepwear, whatever that means. But I've been really into these colors lately. They just catch my eye and I love them. So what I was thinking is using like this color palette to make the main part of the skirt, I guess. And then doing the bias binding in the blue. I think these colors look really fun together, and then they're like Christmassy but like kind of moody, and this green is if you can't tell by like everything around me, I really like green and I really like this green. So Connie tree skirt, I actually cut out the pattern and like assembled it yesterday, so it's really all ready to go. Oh yes. At my local yarn store, they have like a little free fiber library, and this little pattern was in it. And I think this is gonna be really cute for the tree skirt. So I have to look into how big this will be in relation to the tree skirt, but I think that I can just kind of continue the pattern if I need it to be bigger. And then of course, like if it gets cut off, that's totally fine. So it comes with little instructions and like templates to cut out, and that's really nice. Okay, so next up, in my brain, it's gonna be a set. But I have some fabric that I got in my local fabric store with some fabric. So this is local fabric store and this is Etsy fabric shopping. I hunted everywhere for this specific gingham. Like I looked for brown gingham. A lot of them were like really fine, or they were like a little more plaid than this. I think I ordered like 4 yards of it because I knew I wanted to make a pair of pants and a top. I honestly, the more I look at it, the more I think it'd be such a cute dress, and then you could like layer cute sweaters over it. But I am not gonna do that. I'm gonna make pants because I know that I wear them more than I would a dress. And that's kind of what my intentions were. And then I was looking at this that I have in my stash, and I don't know, I think even though they're like 2 different patterns, the colors are like really close together. And I think so this would just be, I think I only have a yard and it's kind of more narrow, like that's the folded width. So I think this would be cute like tank top kind of, or like just like a sleeveless, maybe even like, I don't know how to explain what I'm thinking, but I recently made a t-shirt in my last sewing vlog, and I'm kind of envisioning something along those lines, but there's also like a sleeveless option for that pattern. So using that again, or making a tank top. So next on my plans. Then my local fabric store actually had a small business Saturday, Black Friday type sale. And I'm like amazed and grateful that they were able to do that, and super glad. So I went, and then I actually ended up going back with my friend who was passing through town, and I haven't seen her in like a year. So we went back together. But anyway, in that whole adventure, this is one of my purchases, which is something I need to make sooner rather than later. I'm making hopefully 2 Connie tree skirts, the one I showed you, and then this one, and then I'm gonna gift one. I don't know what one yet, but I am gonna gift one. So these are a bunch of fat quarters that I'm thinking of probably getting a red and maybe a green to go with these, to have like a checkered one. So like not the whole like quilt stars, but checkered, maybe quilt stars. I don't know. But let me run through these and kind of show you. So here's one. These are like, I think they're, I don't know, I kind of think of like juniper berries or cranberries. I don't know what they're supposed to be, but I think it's cute. This one actually might be my favorite, and I kind of want to not use it in this and make like a little wintry project bag with it. Ooh, actually, hold on, I'll come back to this. This one's like kind of like candy cane stripe-esque. This is a bunch of candy, some little birds, and then these look like gingerbread cookies. So all of those in the blue. Hold on one second. Okay, so a couple months ago I went to the thrift store and I found this, and it's really thin, but I think for like a little project bag, especially if it's lined, that should be totally fine. And then I think I got this from my mom. It was like a little fat quarter. So you see that? And maybe a little bit of like white or tan, which I might have some of. If not, I could go get like a yard or a quarter or something from the quilt store. But that would be such a cute wintry project bag. I love it. Okay, so next one up, I cannot remember the name of this pattern, but I am going to put it on the screen. And I'm gonna make this top, and I got a little extra for something else. So here's this fabric, kind of like gingham-y plaid-esque. It's not straight up gingham, but like in the plaid direction, but not, like I like that it's a little more subtle. So I'm gonna make this top. It's got like a cute little collar. The only thing I don't like about this shirt is there's buttons all the way down the back, and I don't think I'm gonna like sitting, like leaning up against stuff with buttons. So I might just try to like hack it to only have like the top 2 buttons or something, because obviously I'll need that. But a top out of this, I think this color, I like it. I think it looks good on me. And it's in that like burgundy plum color palette that I've been really drawn to lately. And then I saw this, which, let me give you a better view. Little squirrels, little red squirrels with little acorns and everything. So my vision for this is the project bag. So like a top, and then there's like a little bit extra, so I could do some sort of pattern with these. I love it. I love it so much. These things are like really sparking a lot of like joy and excitement for projects. So last thing I have is, this is going to be like the biggest, most challenging sewing project that I've done yet. A little background is that my mom got me a sewing machine, I think in like 2020, and I kind of dabbled, but I just kept getting really frustrated and overwhelmed, and it was just very like foreign to me. And I had a front loading bobbin case, and like every time I tried to mess with that, I could not get it back in. I couldn't find a video reference for like what was going on. I figured it out since, but like I just kept having so many issues every time I got my sewing machine out that I just like didn't touch it. And then this year I was like, yeah, I'm gonna start sewing this year. And I last Christmas I asked my now fiance to I asked him for like this little sewing kit. It was like a fanny pack kind of thing, and it came with like a booklet and a pattern, and I was like, yep, I'm gonna do this. Everything's pre-cut. It comes with everything that you need. And I did that and I was like, oh yeah, I like this. I actually really like this and I can do this. So that kicked off my little sewing journey, and I've since made like 5 pairs of pants, a couple of tops. I made a whole duffel bag. Like I think I'm decent, but anyway, long story short, this project is still rather ambitious for me, and I'm so excited, but I'm terrified. So I'm going to be making the Darcy coat. I believe it's the Modern Sewing Co. And I used that sale to get some 100% wool because wool is expensive, and I really wanted a nice wool, like natural fiber warm coat. So here it is. I didn't get the yardage that I needed because basically they had a really small selection of wool, which is totally fine because I have a great selection of everything else. But this was one of the colors that had like the most yardage. So the pattern calls for, like, it's made for someone who's like 5'8" and I'm 5'2", so cutting off a little bit at the bottom. It's already a long coat, so like cutting off a little bit at the bottom, I think it's gonna be totally fine. And then this is my lining fabric. I paced around the store for so long with like this bolt in my hand, like no one touched this bolt, and looked for something. A lot of them I felt were very springy, like I wanted something with some level of green in it. And so like a lot of them were really springy, or some of them were kind of wintry, and so I found this, and I think it's pretty cute. It's gonna be on the inside anyway, but it's like a little olive motif. I think it's pretty cute. So this will be my coat. I laid out, okay, the pattern was 100 pages. I had to trim and tape together 100 different pieces of paper, and then I had to cut out all of that, which was a lot. There's like over 20 different pattern pieces. I'm getting overwhelmed kind of thinking about it, but I'm also very excited. So I have it all ready to go, and then I laid it out on like the fabric, and I am able to fit everything besides the optional belt. I'm kind of like, I don't know that I really need the belt anyway. I'm kind of considering trying to rearrange it like one more time, or like instead of cutting it on the fold, cutting each individual piece, something like that. I don't know. Still brainstorming on that. I'm scared to cut the fabric. The other thing I'm worried about is the cats are back. The other thing I'm worried about is the sleeves being too long, because the pattern specifically says, like, it shows you how to shorten pattern pieces and everything. I need to read a little further into like see what the length from here to here is, because I know they're going to be too long, and it's like you want to adjust these before you finish the coat, because something or other, there's some step that's like a little particular to that. So anyway, I have some research to do. I probably won't cut this until I'm like 100% confident in my like pattern pieces and all of that, but I am really looking forward to this. As always, thank you for being here, and if you want to tell me what you're working on, especially what you're sewing, if you're sewing Christmas or holiday seasonal gifts, I'd love to hear about it. Love to hear what you're making for yourself. This year I'm kind of thinking like, ooh, I could wear this for one of the few Christmas events I have to go to. So anyway, I love hearing about what people are making, and thank you for being here, which I already said. Anyway, one last little tidbit is I'm filming this on front camera today. It's a very quick kind of impromptu video, so hope you don't mind. Hope it looks okay. Hope it sounds okay. I don't have my mic on, any of that. But anyway, bye!